see here. Hello there, we got a new face around here. What's up, Connor? Hello, Nettle. Starting to very gradually get some more people in here, that's good. Now, of course, it is a little bit later than I would normally start a live stream, but that's mainly because of a couple things. Thing number one being, of course, taking care of the demons that live inside of my house, also known as my ferrets. And on top of that, too, I'm fresh out of medicine, so I'm going to be very easily distracted. And I've also been extremely tired the entire day, so that is just fantastic. So in case you're wondering, I'm doing great. Might as well quickly. There we go. Turn myself up just a little bit more. And of course, also get everything actually all fucking set up properly. Okay. There we go, much better. You do sound a little different, yeah. I mean, to be fair, speaking of being tired, the moment that I put my ferrets back up, I just immediately fucking crashed for about half an hour, so I'm basically fresh awake right now. I'm not joking when I said that I was tired as fuck all day. Where is... there it is. Well, we do have a few updates here. Apparently even fucking...
It seems like the
That's...
PS5...
yeah, thank you for just doing that to me, YouTube. That's exactly what I wanted to fucking do. I wanted to immediately start... doing this by watching a video. Why does YouTube have to be so fucking poorly made? I swear to God. But, this video, well, was uploaded about an hour ago, and I didn't even know about it until just now. And of course, we also have Mudahar's response, so we're going to take a look at some of that today and go over that, because it's going to be fun. Holy shit, Dan actually arrives for live stream. Hello. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm fully comprehending this fucking thumbnail. But, yeah, before we start fucking around too much, let's actually just, quickly get into some of this. This is gonna be... thank you, that's great. So, yeah, we have a few things in regards to the Completionist to go over this video, which was basically just uploaded like an entire fucking hour ago, and then of course we have Mudahar's response that we're gonna be getting into. Hey, who this guy, what'd he do? Longtime friend of the channel, to put it very simply, a longtime friend of mine. He's also the guy who, created a whole-ass, Terraria mod that, I've shown off on my channel probably a good handful of times. Hell, I literally created the, fucking announcement trailer for it, which I posted on my channel, and it's also on his channel. Fuck it, I'll show the one that... Nah, I'll just show the one that's on my channel, fuck it. Like, created this shit. I created this shit for an announcement trailer for the SOA public beta to come out. And I still say it's my finest work.
We're gonna be talking about the... We'll be talking about... Do you think that's funny, butthead? Do you find it amusing that we'll be talking about the... Yes, we're also gonna be talking about... And we will definitely be spending a lot of time talking about...
There's something I spent an entire day creating, and I don't regret a second of it. Sorry, I just had to show that off. That was just one of the funniest things I think I've ever created. Nothing will ever top it. Anyways, we're already getting way too sidetracked. Let's just get started. Let's just get started here. Fucking thumbnail on this one had Reddit meltdown in it, so I have no idea what it is to actually expect here. Let's speed Rich up here. Get the fuck out of here, fly. Let's just get started here, shall we?
Friends per second. We're all friends. No, whatever. News.
Wait, hang on. What the fuck? I'm sorry, that threw me off.
Friends per second. We're all friends. No, whatever. News.
What? Huh? Okay, just felt like I had a stroke. That's great.
Ladies and gentlemen and birds, you all know this. Philip.
Okay, I feel like the background music might just be a tad bit too loud. Let's turn that down. Okay, hopefully that's not overpowering. Ugh. Anyways.
Purnell is a man, and he had a sitcom called Project 7, which had two other men. And this Friday, December 15th at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on my live stream channel, RTU Streams, we are going to be having a Project 7 marathon.
Can we get to the point? Can we get to Rich? Rich, that's gonna be safe for the end!
Tell your dad, tell the birds to come to RTU Streams, link below in the description at 6 p.m. EDT to check out some Project 7 from a man named Philip Burnell, who also has an ass. Did I mention I make music? And there's a link to that below too. Probably 70 times, but that's okay. Check it out. So, super quick 30-second synopsis. Gerard, the completionist, big YouTuber. His whole thing is about completing games, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, he is speaking a little bit faster than I would normally be able to follow along with, so yeah, let's just slow him back down.
It was on G4 too, by the way, for the 5 seconds it came back.
Oh yeah, that was a thing that we went over on the on the last live stream very briefly. The fact that apparently Gerard was on fucking G4, especially during the fucking Frost meltdown. A fucking penguin clapping Adam Sessler. That's how we got the memes channel name, by the way. For those of you in the server, that's where the memes channel name came from. The penguin clap, that entire stun lock. The entire stun lock was Jesus. I'm very gradually dying here live on stream. Welcome aboard.
And he got himself into a little bit of a pickle with this Open Hand Foundation, where he was making it like he was donating to dementia research with the donations that he got, but the money just sat in an account and rotted. And then magically after Mutahar...
Well, Rich, you're also forgetting the other thing, which was the fact that some of the money, mainly the golf I'm already forgetting what English is. The golf cup. There it is. The fucking convenience cup. Most of the money, if not all of the money from the convenience cup was not even accounted for in the account either. It was just the Indieland money that was still left over. A little is underselling it, yeah. What the hell did I just hear? Depends on what the fuck you actually just heard. Anyways, welcome some kid and welcome Sky Biscuit. Welcome aboard. At least we're starting to get some more people in. We usually start getting more people in once we've actually gotten the ball rolling, so that's good.
And Carl Jobs to make videos on him, the money finds a place to go for...
Well, I mean, the money magically found a place to go after, once again, Mutahar's second fucking video on the situation. It was after Muta's second video, 9 days after Muta's second video, which, realizing that now, it makes me even more pissed off. A second video from Mutahar came out about this situation before Gerard or the Open Hand Foundation did jack diddly shit. Let's not forget about that.
For dementia research, how convenient, weird. Now we know the whole situation too, where the completionist, get out of here, Donald Trump, where the completionist Gerard came out with a statement essentially saying that he is going to sue Carl Jobst and Muta.
Yeah. I find it funny that Gerard decided to end off that entire response video by stating that he was planning on just outright suing Mutahar and Carl Jobst, which... yeah, all I can really say is good fucking luck. I don't think that's gonna end very well.
That's a whole other can of worms I don't want to get into with this video, but justifiably so. Gerard's career is imploding, he is losing subscribers, and he is losing business connections. And one of those
that's good.
Is the Friends Per Second podcast.
Oh, wow. So wait, he's losing his own he's losing platforms everywhere, even on a fucking podcast? Damn. Who could have seen that one coming? Well, I guess they can be friends per second, at least up until one of them actually starts basically fucking scamming people. So at least they got some good morals there. That's good. That's good to know. Very good to know, actually.
A lot of people are defending him with this, but I have another little piece of information from a trustworthy anonymous source that I've known for years that says you're wrong. Anyway, this is what the Friends Per Second...
You know, I feel like just bringing that up I'm sorry, that one's a good one. It's just like, there's people defending him, but, you know, I have a source I've been trusting for a good handful of years here that basically says, fuck you, you're wrong, go to hell. You know, I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna start using that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Second, can it get any cornier too? We're the Friends Per Second podcast. I just... Oh my god, there's so many fake people in this industry. Rich, they're nice people there, and you're being mean. Yeah, you know, Gerard also seemed like the nicest guy on the internet until recently, too. Anyway, this is what the Friends Per Second podcast said. Hi, users. We wanted to provide an update.
What the fuck is this voice that he's putting on? I don't know. At least he's being deplatformed, unlike Darksoul445. True. Well, I mean, he's not being deplatformed off of YouTube. At least not yet, unfortunately. But Gerard is losing platforms and business connections now because of this entire situation, and rightfully fucking so, yeah.
On Gerard's involvement with the podcast. The four of us met to talk about the ongoing situation, and during this conversation, Gerard offered to step down from the podcast. As a team, we agreed that would be for the best. We want to thank Gerard for his contributions to the podcast, and we really...
I wouldn't have been so nice, by the way. It would have just been like, yeah, we all came together, Gerard joined, he said that he would step down. Good fucking riddance. Get the fuck out. Doors on the doors on the left. The door is down the hall and to the left, and you can go right up your ass and to the left.
Really do wish him well for the future. We just don't want anything to do with him because we don't want to hurt our brand of being G-rated and all being friends. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop being a facetious prick for a second. We won't be commenting any further on the situation going forward. The podcast will continue with their holiday episode and into 2024 with Ralph, Jake, and Lucy. Now, okay, let's cut past the PR bullshit. Now, I have a source who I've known for years. This is a reliable source, which things that they have told me have come to fruition, okay? So this isn't like fairy tale make-believe. And this person told me, yeah, no, they told him to step down.
Oh. Okay, that's good. So, it wasn't actually Gerard that came to the decision. It was actually just everybody else stating, yeah, no, Gerard, get the fuck out. Which actually makes a little bit more sense. That actually makes just a little bit more sense, if I'm going to be completely honest. Especially considering just how fucking angry Gerard was getting when he was leading up to his big reveal of, oh yeah, by the way, this response was basically just my way of trying to scare my critics into silence by saying I'm going to sue them.
They had a meeting with him and they were like, you are stepping down. We were not giving you an option. Again, you put on a face for the crowd, but what happens behind the scenes is completely different. That's basically the entire industry. So that is what I'm told what really happened. They forced Gerard to leave. They didn't give him a choice, but they're making it like he had a choice because it's better PR. Moving along from that, now a mod, this post is now taken down. Thanks, shout out to Smash JT for screen capping this, by the way, because this is a gem that needed to be kept on the internet, where one of the mods in the Completionist subreddit...
Oh, yeah. I've heard that the Completionist subreddit has basically just been fucking, going absolutely fucking insane, ever since this entire situation even got started. Which is just funny to think about.
Basically had a meltdown for Gerard, and now
I
think the
that's good.
Reddit was private for a while. Now they've just scrubbed anything that's super negative about him, and it's no longer private. This post is deleted, though, as far as I see. but this is what it had to say. And this is someone white knighting for Gerard. It's pretty cringe. Morning, all. We've had some time to fight.
Okay. Oh boy. Well, let's see just how bad this is. If it's a meltdown on behalf of Gerard, we already know that this is going to be going on.
Finally digest Gerard's video and take pause. So I wanted to say here that from this point forward, we will not be tolerating any more posts surrounding the Open Hand Foundation.
Okay, this moderator can go ahead and shove this response right up his ass.
I'm going to be quite honest here. I'm exhausted from having to deal with a month of people joining this subreddit for the sole purpose of dunking on someone that was accused of a crime that they didn't commit.
Just because it hasn't been proven legally doesn't exactly mean that it hasn't actually been committed. It's pretty much the equivalent of, like, you know, me going out of my way and, like, robbing a store of, like, $100. And just because the feds didn't fucking catch me means that I'm completely exonerated of all crimes. He's a Reddit mod, what do you expect? I mean, true. Can't believe people defend YouTubers even when there's so much evidence against them. Yeah, it's unfortunate what fanboys will ultimately end up doing, especially when it comes to just their favorite YouTubers. And this does not sound like someone who has actually fully digested Gerard's response, or even who is actually... It sounds more like the kind of person who only took a look at Gerard's response and never looked at anything else from the other side. Which is, mind you, one of the worst things that you can do when it comes to a situation like this.
You're being bold with that statement. That money was held onto when he was saying it was going somewhere, and that's kind of a legal gray area. You are exonerating him before the actual exoneration has happened. And I'll read this last paragraph here. If you want to have it to read the whole thing, pause the screen. The Completionist has always been a welcoming place of calm discussion and engaging in TOVG content, and I'd like it to return to that state. That's why I'll be making more drastic moderation choices going.
You should lose your moderation status. This person should lose their fucking moderation status. But yeah, that is just absolutely fucking, That's not what I wanted to fucking look for. Fuck! I can listen to Soul Cinder later. Honestly, I didn't know Dan watched these streams, very rarely. He, like, drops by, like, once every, like... I don't know how many. He occasionally drops by. Very, very rarely, but it's always good whenever he does. Cool guy. Anyways, here we have Mudahar's response to the Completionist. Now, apparently, Carl is also going to be making his own response, and when that happens, we're probably going to be taking a look at it. And now, here's the thing. Originally, I was planning on doing a live stream on Monday covering Muda's response. I often stream while I'm busy. Also, I haven't been in VC in quite a while. Well, that's what being busy does to a motherfucker, unfortunately. Want to play Fatal Facility sometime? Oh, you mean a Lethal Company? I don't know, maybe. Also, there's still the Blood Pact. I'm now concerned. What Blood Pact did I make? Should I be worried? But, yeah, originally I was going to be streaming on Monday. But the thing is that a 9 to 5 job shift tends to fucking kill somebody's motivation. So there you go. No Man's Sky, Dimstiny one. You've only installed the game. I don't think you've actually played it with us yet. So, yeah. The game will still remain forever sealed away within the depths of my fucking library. Because of the aforementioned VC thing. Oh, it will happen eventually, trademark. That's, of course, assuming that I'm not busy with other shit. I'm still working on a big fucking project as of right now, so... Probably for the best. There we go. That's a good one. But, anyways. We got Mudahar's response. Carl is planning on making his own response, but... That's probably going to come out at some point later. Probably, maybe sometime this weekend, or whatever, at least from what I've seen on Twitter from him. So I can't wait to see how that one goes. But this one is going to be a long one, 55 fucking minutes. Obviously, we're not going to be watching the entire thing here on stream. We're going to be taking a look at as much as we possibly can. I don't know if I'll have time for games, though, so... Wait, Sky, is that you? No. This is a different Sky. It's funny watching fanboys defend Gerard by misrepresenting the situation and in some cases straight up fabricating nonsense. True!
Ladies and gentlemen, yes.
YouTube. YouTube. Can I kill you?
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Gerard, also known as the Completionist, made a 20-minute response yesterday in response to the Open Hand Foundation situation, where he threatened a potential lawsuit against me. He questioned...
I love how everyone, so far, has just been... Whenever they bring up Gerard's response, they bring up quite literally just the main crux of the entire video, which is just the fact that he decides to end off the entire video by stating, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to be suing Carl and Mudahar for defaming my good name." And it's always a defamation lawsuit with these idiots, because they can't seem to be original for the life of them.
My reporting, my character, and made severely contradictory statements in this response alone. If you see me reading, it's because I actually have a full prepared script, because these are, again, incredibly serious situations, and I want to make sure that I explain our side, my side, to the best of my ability. So to understand, what I'm addressing is very serious, okay? This is not drama, this is not a joke, these are all very serious situations. Now, in this entire response that he made, he basically admitted that the organization held on to the donation money that they were raising over the course of the last several years. It wasn't okay, and they finally donated less than a month ago as of the upload of this video.
During several recent Indieland events, press interviews, and podcasts, I went on record saying where the money was going.
I like how throughout, like, this is only something that I'm now realizing, but, like, I love how Gerard, at least up until the point in which he suddenly gets, like, really irate and fucking mad towards like, his accusers, as he decides to call them. He just looks like a sad fucking puppy dog. He just looks like a sad animal. He looks like he's on the verge of tears. If that is the case, then fucking cry! Cry, bitch!
And that the Open Hand Foundation had worked with various organizations. At different points, the Foundation had been in communication with, or considered several of them, but it was not appropriate for me to make such statements when final actions had not yet been taken. The Open Hand Foundation...
Yeah, and apparently, if I remember correctly, according to you, Gerard, you didn't even know, apparently, that they were actually sending shit, you know, like, at all. Like, Open Hand wasn't sending any of the money anywhere. And then apparently, in 2021, you stated that apparently that's when you found out. And then on Indieland 2023 and various parts of 2023, you continued to make claims that they were working with charities when even you knew at that time that money wasn't fucking going anywhere.
Foundation's goal was to make a large impact by donating the money to the right place. And a lot of the conversations that were had with various organizations involved the funds not being restricted or came with extremely high administrative costs. Look, any way you say this, action needed to be taken.
Yeah, no fucking shit, dumbass.
At that point, I'm sorry. I'm disappointed that I was not more straightforward regarding the Foundation's timeline for making donations, and that I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they...
That's an interesting quote that... Listen, okay, I've already seen Mudahar's response, okay? Like I said, I originally was going to take a look at this on Monday before I'd even watched the response because I wanted it to be like a first-time run-through. But unfortunately, I didn't have the time. Neither on Monday nor on Tuesday because a 9-to-5 job makes you want to throw yourself off the nearest fucking bridge sometimes. And, yeah, I didn't... I was way too fucking tired. But this is a very interesting quote from, you know, Gerard over here. Of him just kind of, just stating, yeah, I'm sorry that I may have been potentially misleading. Like, it's basically almost the equivalent of just stating, I'm sorry that I got caught. Like, I mean, come on, Gerard. You can't make this shit any more obvious than it already is.
It had not yet been. It took too long for clear action to occur, and I apologize for all of this.
Now, I've been pretty vocal about waiting for a response from Gerard, and while I understand legal matters often put a gag into your mouth during incredibly sensitive situations like this, I was pretty surprised to see a response yesterday in general, but what was really wild to me was how some of the individuals, at least on Twitter, and again, I don't use Twitter as an intelligent metric, actually took this as a somewhat exonerating response, when it actually pained...
Yeah, I was surprised by that shit. I was surprised by that shit, too. The fact that apparently Twitter was just up and ready to just go like, oh my god! Gerard responded, therefore he's now cleared of all crimes. Whoop-de-fucking-do, everybody. Okay, pack it up. He had done nothing wrong. Let's open up a nice good can of Gerard did nothing wrong. Go fuck yourself.
more contradictions into the light. So I'm here to offer my response to Gerard's response with receipts, something that I personally believe Gerard did not do at all in his video. I never saw one bank statement, never saw one evidence of money flow. It was an entire story of me just taking him at his word, which I will once again prove in this video that you cannot take Gerard at his word. He is proven to be somebody that is deceptive. So let me explain exactly how this works. Gerard provided receipts in his video, okay? If you look at the description to his If you look carefully into the description, one thing you'll notice is it's mostly just links to the AFDD website, the IRS, and
yeah, most of the fucking... Okay, hang on, I'm checking shit real quick. What in fuck's good name did I just read? Okay, I just need to take a look at a few things. Okay.
various definition websites when it comes to these specific donations, or I guess definitions of a restricted or an unrestricted donation, or how the IRS determines differences between private and public foundations. There are only 4 actual pieces of evidence provided by Gerard in these Google Drive links that are a autopsy report regarding his late mother, which honestly had no reason to come out.
So wait. Out of all of those fucking links that he had provided, only like 3 of them were actually important. It's be like me making an entire long-ass video and then most of my sources are unrelated garbage.
Got a OHF termination of private status letter. You've got one letter that I guess, at least to me, looks like a continuance or something, which we'll get into, and an OHF audit letter by the IRS. So we're going to look into each 4 of these pieces of evidence and see just how much new information and clarification and transparency that they really provide. Let's go. So I opened up this letter over here and I read this very carefully, okay? So this is from the Internal Revenue Service, where basically they have a Dear Applicant. The applicant is Open Hand Foundation. We've received your notification of intent to terminate your private foundation under the IRC Section 507B1B during the 60-month period listed at the top of the letter. That 60-month period is starting from January 1st, 2016, and it ends December 31st, 2018. 2020. So again, in this situation, we're going to read all of it because this video will be long, but I'm going to fill it with as many receipts and contradictions as I reasonably can. This letter could help resolve questions on your foundation status. Please keep it for your records. I wish we saw this letter more than 24 hours ago. I wish this letter was posted on the Open Hand Foundation's website, a website that still does not have the AFTD, a website they gave $600,000 to over a week ago, listed in their beneficiaries. This is a website that should have had this information plastered. If your golf event can have your tax ID letter easily accessible, this information should have been posted for me and anybody researching this to logically assess.
Yeah, exactly. This shit should have just been easily accessible much earlier to avoid confusion, but apparently Gerard only saw fit to release it now that there was a fucking bonfire underneath his ass. How funny.
And I wouldn't even have to question your private and public charity. In his response video, he really touched upon that point, when it wasn't really even that massive of a point. Alright, I noticed that they probably should be filing a 990 form, a 990 EZ, because they are a public charity, right? That is what they want to go as. Why would they continue to file a form, the 990 PF, if they're no longer a exempt private foundation? And again, this letter, if I saw it, I would have just believed them. I would have been like, all right, it makes sense. You asked for a notice of change. And the IRS listened to it. They even said, based on your proposed activities and support, we agree you can terminate your private foundation status. Literally, you told them that you wanted to run Indieland, I assume, at a lot of these events, and they were like, sure, if that's how you want to run it, then you're not a private foundation. You're a public one. So they even say within 90 days after the end of your 60-month period, you must show you've met the requirements as a public charity described in IRC section 509A 1, 2, or 3 for the 60-month period. If you show this, you'll be classified under that section for all purposes from the beginning of the 60-month period and thereafter. Gerard refers to the last section of this video, this letter, where he writes, you're required to file Form 990-PF, Return of Private Foundation, or Section 4947A1 Trust, treated as private foundation until you complete your 60-month termination and are classified as a public charity.
In March of 2016, the IRS acknowledged the receipt for termination of private status and indicated to the Open Hand Foundation the necessary requirements the foundation must follow in order to comply with the IRS code. A copy of those notices are also down below with supporting IRS documentation. Further, based on the acknowledgement of the private status termination, the foundation was now required to operate like a public charity as described in the IRS code for a period of 16 months. However, the foundation was also instructed to continue to file as if it were a private foundation. Any possible issues pertaining to such filings can only be considered clerical errors and are in no way intended to be misleading, fraudulent, or criminal in any nature.
Now, to understand, this actually adds even more questions to the situation. If your period ended December 31st, 2020, when you look to the years 2021 and again 2022, according to their public filings here, right, that we have, what is seen over here is that this is still a P990PF, 990PF form, which again, according to the Internal Revenue Service, when you look at the annual filings and forms, I wish you put this link into your actual YouTube description. This would be important, Gerard. I feel like...
Yeah, there's so many links in the fucking Gerard's entire fucking link bin, and barely any of it actually makes sense, or is actually useful. How does that happen?
Like most people should be reading this. When you go to which form should I use? By going to this, they list numerous forms. The 990PF, which is for private foundations, but importantly, the 990...
I'm just looking at my server, and the first thing I see is just, "Oh, Society, I need answers. Is Dan forcing you to play Destiny?" Don't worry about it. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We already know that Dan is never actually going to play No Man's Sky. Even if we were on a fucking voice call. It will never happen. The likelihood of it happening is the same likelihood as a meteorite striking my house right now. It's not happening.
The 990EZ and the 990N. Again, reading into who should file the Form 990, so one of the tips that the IRS has given, ooh, they're going tip crazy here, a public charity described under Section 170B1A4,
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, what in good fucking Christ's name are these godforsaken names? Ugh. The United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, we can't seem to come up with good form names for the life of us, and we have to just, like, put numbers, and then, like, as many different letters or Roman fucking numerals in front of this shit to make it as incomprehensible as possible. Just noticed the announcement on Twitter. Also, hi chat. Welcome aboard, Warren. He might, he might just for the funny after you said that. God, that would be a surprise. If Dan actually does fucking play No Man's Sky at some point, I will probably buy or find the spiciest thing that I have in my fucking pantry right now, and I will just scarf that shit down for an entire live stream. It'll be the tormenting myself live stream because I put my foot in my mouth.
That isn't within its initial 5 years of existence should first complete Part 2 or 3 of Schedule A, Form 990, to ensure that it continues to qualify as a public charity for the tax year. If it...
That made me so chilly. Oh yeah, by the way, Dan, I also have another programmer friend, although they're mainly in the Rain World modding community. And, yeah, they've started developing a similar mindset to you whenever it comes to coding, so there you go.
fails to qualify as a public charity, then it must file for a Form 990-PF rather than a Form 990 or a Form 990-EZ.
I'm sorry, can bureaucracy please just come up with a good fucking form name that isn't just, like, a bunch of numbers with a bunch of fucking letters after it? That makes me want to throw myself off the nearest cliff. The why isn't this working mindset? Yeah, pretty much. Why isn't this working? Must more blood be shed? Yeah, basically.
So again, even looking into their letter that Gerard graciously provided, the 60-day period was from 2016 to 2020. Looking at the tax filings for 2016, 2017, 2018, one thing that isn't checked here, at least, is if the foundation is in a 60-month termination under Section 507B1B, check here. This is in 2016. You can see that in 2017 even, that tick wasn't filed. In 2018, that tick also wasn't filed. However, looking at the letter that Gerard provided, dear applicant, we received your notification of intent to terminate your private foundation status under IRC Section 507B1B during the 60-month period listed at the top of this letter. So even within that 60-month termination period under Section 507B1B, this box wasn't ticked.
Expecting anything good to come out of bureaucracy is setting a high bar. Yeah, that's probably right. It's probably up there with trying to expect something good out of Bungie. It's just probably not going to happen.
So why wasn't this done again, and why wasn't in 2021 and 2022 these forms weren't filed under a standard 990 or a 990 EZ? Unless, of course, they went back to this private foundation designation and they're filing under this. Again, Gerard mentions something...
Hang on. Secret SOA coding method, blood sacrifice is true. Also, can the live chat on my fucking phone just, like, actually function? No, it won't, because it's, for some reason, set to top messages? Why the fuck? I just throw my phone out the fucking window.
known as clerical errors, like, hey, there's nothing malicious about anything. These are just clerical errors. I want to
Yeah, that was the thing that was just always brought up within Gerard's response, and apparently Gerard doesn't understand the point that the entirety of this situation is quite literally to try and get those, quote, clerical errors fixed up. Oh no, you might have just angered Dog with that Bungie comment? Oh shit. Do I not have to worry about my house getting firebombed? Fuck. Well, I guess I'm dying tonight, boys. Let's go.
Mind you that this whole investigation was built upon looking at these various clerical errors. And again, the IRS, when I asked them to investigate or audit, it's not because of any malfeasance that I'm immediately, like, out of my investigation. It's me looking at these filings and asking even the IRS how they managed to let this go unchecked for so long. Now, ladies and gentlemen...
The Shadow Council, the executives, those are the fucking villains there. Then we should nuke the executives. We should nuke the executives. Management is cringe in every company. Do not even get me started on the fucking corporate section of where I work right now. If you want to know just how unbelievably fucking brain dead they are, they allowed us to have blinds up at the front because the sun, during the hours of, like, between 4:30 and 6 o'clock, the sun is, like, in the perfect position for your vision to be fucked every single time you look in that general direction. They allowed us to have blinds after literally, like, 5 months of me working there. And apparently those dumb fucks are surprised by the simple fact that apparently the cash self-checkout machines barely function! And do you think they'll do anything to fix them? Fuck no! To be fair, Bungie did originally create Halo. Too bad they turned their back on the legacy. Yeah, like, they ended up... Listen, okay? I said this before and I'll say it again. Bungie may have left Activision, but Activision never truly left Bungie, if you catch my drift. Harbinger of the Sun's Might. No way, one-shot reference?
Gentlemen, in this entire situation, one thing I want to acknowledge...
Okay, I'm sorry, but I was listening to Mudahar's video, but I never got to see the visuals. What the fuck is this camera angle? What the fuck is this camera? Why does it sound like he's speaking to... Why does it look like he's speaking to us from fucking heaven? Cash self-checkout, damn, I forgot they existed. Yeah, surprisingly, there are in fact a good handful of people around here that still use cash. Which surprises me, too. You've angered dog, you will sadly suffer. Oh well. Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream from the Heresy Lair.
Now, the audit was never the smoking gun during this video, and you might be like, whoa, what are you talking about, Muda?
Yeah, Tommy C said Muda looked like a crack dealer in this video. Still use cash too, quite often. Well, yeah, we have, like, cash self-checkout machines, and, at least one or two of them end up breaking, at least, during one 4-hour shift. I want you guys to keep that in mind. At least 1 to 2 of them end up breaking every 4 hours. And we only have 4 of them. Whomst have pinged me? I'm sorry. I have to show you this. I have to show you this. The mighty king of the sky, royal decree demanding my execution. The car being the harbinger of the sun's will. My fucking eyes. That is literally me whenever there's a fucking late shift. The deadly fucking laser. Did you see my cosplay of you on the server? No, I actually did not. Where is that? Oh wait, are you talking about the trove thing? Oh yeah, that's pretty snazzy. Yeah, I really like that. I think what I love about it is like how formal it is up until just here. My fucking eyes! Again, me whenever I have any kind of late shift, or during the end of, like, a somewhat middling shift. Just literally, just the mighty king of the sky decreeing my eyesight's execution by directly beaming it through the window towards my fucking vision whenever I turn my head in a 45-degree angle. If Final Shape comes out and it's bad, Bungie is going to lose the remainder of their community that gives a shit about the game. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that one. Sisyphus Prime! Fucking Sisyphus. Oh god. Okay, that's a good one. No, we're just gonna keep this one open. Just in case I end up getting too fucking angry in this video, I just have to refer back to this and remember that the sun is always right there to give you a laugh.
An audit literally exists to prove if you've got money sitting in an account. As of a week ago, roughly, the Open Hand Foundation donated $600,000 to the AFTD Foundation. Now remember, if you look through the entire original investigations, even if you look into the very recent pieces where we looked into their golf revenues, Twitch revenues, Indieland revenues, the question that I was raising to the table is that, honestly, I just need to see if the revenues all match up. There's no accusations of embezzlement as much as Gerard would like to mention. It's just...
Yeah, exactly. I thought that there wasn't any kind of, like, mention of, like, any of them, like, you know, making any claims that, like, Gerard or the Open Hand Foundation were all, like, you know, embezzling money at all. Just nothing. Speaking of the sun being a deadly laser, I just remembered I have a great tool for burning my eyesight off back at home. That being my telescope. Please don't look directly at the fucking sun! Count yourself lucky that you don't have to worry about trying to get home in a blizzard during whiteout conditions. Had to make that trip 3 times. Yeah, I think probably the closest I can potentially relate to that is whenever it's I was about to say rainy season here in Florida, but rainy season is every season in Florida, so yeah. I'll look at it at night. That's good. I'm going to look at the sun. Okay, you can have fun with that one, Thog. Listen, as much as I'd like people to not look at the sun, I can't fucking stop them from blinding themselves if they plan to. I'm going to eat 3 pennies. Can people stop eating fucking inanimate objects in my fucking chat, for the love of fuck?
more me trying to actually get some answers. Remember, charities are supposed to be open books, and they're supposed to itemize everything imaginable. The moment when you have buckets just listed as expenses and whatnot, the reason why an audit is asked for is just to make sure that that information is above board and it's all there.
Yeah, the audit... Yeah, the audit isn't exactly going to be any kind of, like, smoking gun. Because at this point, the actual smoking gun is just going to be, if Gerard is actually stupid enough to actually go through with it, the fucking lawsuit. I'm going to buy a solar telescope and eat my old one. I swear to God, if one more person in my chat states that they are going to be eating inedible objects, I am going to hurl myself out of the window to my right.
We believe we're done with selfish intent. They have directly jeopardized the safety of me, my staff, and my family, and that is not okay. I want to reiterate and specifically address that both the Foundation and I have been accused of forgery, embezzlement, and charity fraud. The allegations imply the Foundation...
I don't... Consume cellulose. fuck off, everyone. Okay, anyways, I am back. Did fucking Andy infect each and every single one of you? I swear to God. And the nightmare continues. Yep, that's how it feels, everybody. Anyways, we're gonna continue on here after I've thoroughly embedded glass shards directly into my everywhere, so yeah, let's go.
Forged tax returns because they weren't physical signatures on them when we e-filed them, or that we altered numbers to hide income or expenses.
Sorry, my ear sight is too... I think you fucked up your words, Nettle. Nightmare goes on and 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 on.
That holds weight though. That part, the underreporting part, is there, like, the math didn't math. That was proven.
Thank God I'm not the only one that says that the math doesn't math. Thank God I'm not the only one. I need that phrasing to spread far and wide.
That was proven. The math did not math for the prior years. I'm not talking about this year, because this year isn't finished. The return isn't filed yet for 23, because 23 is not over. I'm talking about prior years. The math for prior years doesn't math based on reasonable assumptions made by calculating the price per admission for the golf tournament with related, like, they showed the banner, and it was like the diamond level supporters or whatever.
It's always great when even, like, an entire fucking whole-ass accountant can even look at Gerard's fucking response and go, like, are you fucking stupid?
Which we know cost X amount of dollars. There were this many of them, and like a fourth grade.
I like how willow charcoal looks on paper. What the fuck is willow charcoal? Okay, we're going on another fucking stun lock here. What is this? There's no way that this is an actual thing. Okay, it is an actual thing, and it looks like sticks. I was about to make a joke, but that's a joke for the Discord servers. Microplastic is good. For fuck's sake. Have you played Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy? No, but I have certainly seen gameplay, and I think I would rather stay away from it. Vine charcoal? No fucking chance. Oh wow, it's one of the first things that shows up. More sticks! Fuck! Same stuff as before, yep. Stick jump scare!
So, yes, you haven't proven anything about the years where it can be proven with I mean, really, really solid. It's still, I say proven. There's very reasonable assumptions based on the information available.
And after they've donated $600,000, I am more inclined to believe that they could pass.
And by the way, do you like ARG style games where you gotta search through files and stuff? considering the big one that I'm working on. To an extent, yes.
Any audit from the DOJ or the IRS. But that doesn't exclude any of the charity fraud allegations whatsoever. And what I mean by that is the misleading statements that Gerard made throughout the course of Indieland and on various podcasts. He briefly touches upon it during this entire response video. And he uses careful words like potentially misleading, or I'm sorry you guys felt misled.
I still can't get over the fact that, like, whatever camera Mutahar is using in, like, these shots right here, he looks filtered to hell. You didn't even get stick bugged, you got sticked. Will today be another spooky gaming stream? Depends on how I feel and how much time there is left. This is a very fucking long response that we're getting into, so I have absolutely no idea. That's why in the title of this stream, it just says, and some gaming. Probably should put potentially in there, but yeah. I have no idea if we're actually going to be getting into some gaming within this live stream. And if not, then, if I have time, then maybe tomorrow's stream will probably be more gaming-centered. Me on my way to eat an SD card, it'll kill me. All of you are clinically insane. I got a charcoal stick that's thick as fuck, too. Unintentionally throwing bars.
Several recent Indieland events, press interviews, and podcasts, I went on record saying where the money was going to, and that the Open Hand Foundation had worked with various organizations.
Imagine if someone paid Gar the Rage real money to play Desert Bus. I'm pretty sure he would, I'm pretty sure after he had finished playing, or even if after he started playing, he would probably immediately stop playing, take that money, find the person who fucking gave him the money to play the game, and then shove it directly up their ass. I don't think that's how you increase memory retention. Yeah, last time I checked, I don't think eating a stick of RAM actually helped me with any memory issues of mine. I'm sorry. I think all that did was just put more microplastics in my body that I didn't really need. Gerard does know how well Shining Carl Jobst had done in the past for people, right? I don't think Gerard actually does know, which is why his entire claim of him, you know, stating that he's going to be suing Mutahar and Carl, is exceptionally fucking dumb. How well, suing. Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably what you actually meant, but still kind of same thing. It's not gonna end well for him, and it's just gonna make him look like a fucking dumb fuck. Okay, I guess I'll just eat a hard drive. Can you please stop eating computer parts? You're not a computer! You're not a toaster! You're not any of this shit! If I eat SD cards for microplastics, you can eat fish. Fuck. I hate how true that is. Or drink water from a random river in the city. Someone paid Igar to 1200 to play Getting Over by Bennett Foddy. I don't know how well that would end. What are you, a protogen? I was trying to avoid stating that, but yes, what are you, fucking protogen? You need to stop eating computer parts. That shit isn't good for you. It's only good for certain machines, and I'm not one of them. My body is a machine that turns structured live streams into incomprehensible rambling. What's that? Warren, you can explain that one. You know how much my life changed when I discovered not everyone sees headlights at night like they have a like they have a fucking bloom.
Organizations. At different points, the
there was structure.
Or consider
There was structure. Well, you see, whenever I start my live streams, I plan on there being a structure, and then it just gets ultra fucked. So, yeah, normally there is supposed to be structure. And that's all I gotta say. So just a cyborg? A furry cyborg, yes. Stop pausing. Okay!
Considered several of them, but it was not appropriate for me to make such statements when final actions had not yet been taken. The Open Hand Foundation's goal was to make a large impact by donating the money to the right place. And a lot of the conversations that were had with various organizations involved the funds not being restricted or came with extremely high administrative costs. Look, anyway...
Extremely high administrative costs. Again, if the administrative costs ended up surpassing or even equaling the amount of money raised, then that was a shit fundraiser. Hello there, General Vague. Ironic that his name is a completionist, but he couldn't complete a simple donation! Well, you see, he needed to complete charity fraud first. That's what he needed to do first. You need to get that 100% glitchless speedrun of charity fraud.
You say this, action needed to be taken. And to that point, I'm sorry. I'm disappointed that I was not more straightforward regarding the Foundation's timeline for making donations, and that I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been. It took too long for clear action to occur, and I apologize for all of this. But such inaction was not done for any selfish or malicious reasons. I want to take this opportunity to apologize to any developers, publishers, content creators, and special guests who were involved with the various events. I'm also very sorry to this year's Indieland sponsor.
Sadie, the amount of pauses you're making is starting to creep into... He's going for the 10 years in prison achievement!
Their team was incredibly supportive and were a great partner to work with. Most importantly, I want to apologize to anyone who ever donated over the years who felt they...
Yeah, I know. I mentioned this earlier. Gerard's fucking wording comes across as him not stating that he's sorry, that, you know, all of this, you know, was actually going on under his nose. He's more sorry that he actually got fucking caught. Yeah, pretty much. He's both only sorry that he got caught, and he's just pulling the, oh, you guys just didn't understand my wording. My brother in Christ, your wording was quite literally, we are working with these charities, these publicly named charities, we are working with them. How are you supposed to take it in any other fucking way? Oh, shit. I almost broke my fucking monitor.
They were wronged or led astray by any of this.
Let's look at the actual statements once again.
Jesus fucking Christ, don't look at me like that, Mudahar. Jesus Christ, dude! He looks like he's about to fucking tell me the most insane batshit conspiracy theory ever.
The statements that he never showed in his original video, and just see how potentially misleading those statements are.
Brother and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for organizations all over the world. We're soon going to be partnering up with the Alzheimer's Association, currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners going into all of this.
And then I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been.
Shut the fuck up,
all
Gerard.
Bits, all donations, all super chats, all YouTube memberships, basically anything that's tied to donating or subscribing in a financial way to us is going to charity. We're not touching any of it. It's all going to our good cause. We're going to have a great weekend. We have a lot...
He looks like an Oblivion NPC. You talk to it and it zooms. Muda have an arc. I missed a stripper club on the opposite side of the road arc. He sells discounted crack pipes. When someone pays Guard the Rage, $700 to play Desert Bus, it pays him to play Getting Over It. Which one will he rather play, a boring game or a rage game? Probably a rage game at that fucking point. Because at least with a rage game, you get angry immediately. With a boring game, you just get angry over time. It's like, which one would you rather have? A slow and painful death or a very quick one? I would take the quick one.
A lot of games, and then I made statements potentially implying...
Jesus! Why do I keep on unpausing at, like, the most inopportune points where I get jump scared by way too close faces?
Donations were made when they had not yet been.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who...
Yeah, Gerard, how are we supposed to take this? Later when Gerard speaks, "Halt, criminal scum! You violated the law. Pay your fans a fine or be sentenced to prison. All your stolen profits are forfeit." My friend somebody installed League of Legends on a school computer. Hey chat, which one is worse, Destiny 2 or League? Lean away from the screen, dummy. And Valorant and Overwatch? Who the fuck? Okay, now here's my thing about his apology. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, I don't even think it's much of an apology. It's a non-apology. That's what it is. Count the amount of times he brings up his fucking mother. Yeah, I pointed that out. He brought it up like 3 separate times during like the first 5 fucking minutes, and then towards the end he probably brought it up a 4th time. What's League of Legends? You don't need to know. You don't need to know what League of Legends is, okay? You can stay blissfully unaware. I'm an ex-League player. I've been League sober for 6 to 7 years now. I'm sorry, but it sounds like some fucking My Strange Addiction shit. I have been sober from League of Legends for it's an intervention. He's using his dead mother as leverage to guilt trip his audience. Yeah, don't worry, we picked up on that shit. Never played League, so I don't have a horse in this race? Okay, fair enough. Fuck!
That we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do...
There's a game called Crazy Bus, released in 2004 in Venezuela. That was unusually specific. For the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive. Spoiler alert, it's not a game. The only interactivity is moving the bus and honking the horn. Jesus fucking Christ, it's Desert Bus before Desert Bus existed. I mean, I don't know what that is. How to tell if someone is being an absolute psychopath. Did they get banned from the League of Legends community? Hey, Sandy skips half of the video. I actually make some... Listen, okay, I'm off my fucking medication right now. I'm fresh out of it. I'm all over the place. I'm even more unstructured than I usually am. We're gonna have to continue here. Jesus Christ.
Do their thing.
And then I made statements potentially...
Jesus!
had not yet been.
We're raising money for dementia research in honor of my late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like
You know who else has dementia?
FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
And then I made statements potentially implying donations had not yet been.
Do our own version of that every year and kind of make it a cool celebration of games and raise money for charity. And so he was like, I wish we had a charity that we could donate to. And I was like, oh, I run my own charity called the Open Hand Foundation, and all the money that we aggregate. I started it when I was a young boy with my dad in honor of my mom who had dementia, and so we just every year we try to raise as much money as possible, and then we go work with Alzheimer's Association of America, University of San Francisco, Association for FTD, which is what my mom had, FTD. So we've like worked with big and small organizations across the board, and he was like, it'd be really cool if we did a show all about raising money for people who are making huge headways in dementia research and prevention and all that stuff. And I said, yeah, I'd love to. We have the organization to do it. We just, need to come up with a theme. And so...
Yeah, I wouldn't say that people were potentially misled after...
Yeah, it's not even potentially misled. It was just straight up misled. Lied to, if you will. And they're being lied to once again in the response. Replace the files for all Specimen 1 cutouts and spookies with the Gerard Stillman! Okay, actually, hang on. I'm gonna do something here. Please tell me I'm able to actually put this here. What? Okay, I can go fuck myself, I guess. Oh, that's why. That's fucking why. Okay. It's one of those .wevp files. Fuck those files, man. Somebody make a shitty PNG jump scare with the Gerard and Muda's jump scares.
Or statements as charged as that. Again, looking at the definition of charity fraud, fraudulent activity can occur when people make dishonest or inflated claims about how much money they've raised or how much it's helped a cause. And one of the common ways is pretending to be a charity or falsely claiming to be affiliated with a legitimate charity in order to solicit donations. We actually saw names that were being named. I'm surprised why Gerard didn't at least address this point. It was the most common, it was the heart...
Well, you see, Gerard had to make sure that he did everything possible to never actually mention the fucking points that were made against him, and decided to only go against, like, the complete fucking nothing burger points. The Muda crack stare. The Muda crack stare. That is the best way to describe that stare, is just the crack stare. New material for analog horror.
Of the argument, which just seems like it was deflected. And sure, he can say that, I apologize to people who felt that they were misled. No, I don't think you can say that these are potentially misleading. Again, there's another statement in this that I want to get into, but let's look at the other evidence that Gerard...
Yeah, don't worry, Raymond, I did see your, I did see the comment. Slender, but when Slenderman jump scares he hits Gerard and he goes, "My mother died from dementia," then you get a game over screen. I have a feeling that instead of that, it would literally just be, like, the Muscle Man voice clip of just, like, it just sounds like Muscle Man saying, "You know who else has dementia?"
is posted in his description real quick. The other response that Gerard gives is this one link right under the OHF termination of private status. There's no description to what this is, but opening this piece of evidence, it's the IRS extend time to assess excise taxes, which again is all related to the Open Hand Foundation being the taxpayer of, I guess, whatever redacted area this is. And again, this is the amount of liability for...
All of the 8 pages are his tax documents.
Chapter 42 excise tax imposed on the taxpayer by Section 4940 or 4945 of the Internal Revenue Code during the period January 1st, 2016 to 2020. And it may be assessed...
Why my dementia hasn't affected me as a person. Make it just crash your PC and delete System 32. You know who else has dementia?
or before May 5th, 2025. So again, this is page 2 of 2, and there's not actually a first page that I can see. What does this provide? Even watching Gerard's response video and scrubbing all the way through it like 10 times, I could not find this exact receipt shown. He put it in the description. I ask, what the fuck is it even there for? Cool, you asked for a consent to extend the time to assess miscellaneous excise taxes. That's great. It seems like you filed some continuation. Again, what...
And the doctor tells me to ask him, okay, but who asked? Tells me I have dementia.
What relevance does this have to the public-private charity? It just exists there to exist. Then, of course, he provided the last piece of evidence, which, again, from his end, is the OHF audit. So here you can read that they've gotten this audit stamped, and again, April 12, 2016. What's important is they're literally looking at tax periods ending December 31st, 2014. Dear sir or madam, based on our audit of the tax periods listed above, you continue to qualify for exemption from federal income tax under Section 501c3 of the IRC. What bearing this has to the question of the charitable foundation after 2014, it makes no sense.
Man, I have a good joke, but you gotta know Polish to understand it. Fuck! I don't know, maybe I can get my dad in here. Although I don't know how well he speaks Polish, so never mind. I'll go fuck myself. And I have dementia, so I get confused and fuck my girlfriend's dad. You know, guys, it's fine. Maybe Gerard himself is starting to get some early onset dementia, and you know, maybe he just forgot to donate the money.
Yeah, you were cool before 2014. I can actually...
Playing this at 1.5 speed? Yeah, I'm playing... Well, not 1.5, 1.25.
actually acknowledge it because the IRS claims that based on their audit for the tax period, December 31st, 2014, that's when they ended assessing. You're good and gravy. And at the end of the day, even if they had a 2022 tax period ended, it would have absolutely quelled me personally when it comes to wondering about the money and the finances, because an audit literally just proves that the money was absolutely moved around properly. It would never actually address the main criticism, which is...
Why do they call it oven? But you oven the cold food and out hot eat the food. God, I know someone voiced that meme. Hang on. I know someone voiced it. There it is.
Why do they call it oven when the cold food of out hot eat the food?
It's strange as how when I search up the effects of dementia, all the links are purple. Crazy West, there's no goal other than to see how high you can rack up this score. In other words, how long can you hold the D-pad for? You don't even need the game, just a controller and a timer. God damn.
that the money was actually solicited through, I would say, misleading statements, actual misleading statements. I've shown you an amalgamation of it. One of those misleading statements is actually so bad that we're going to assess it once more. He mentions that the statements that he was making in regards to the Indieland fundraiser, when he was up there talking about, yeah, we work with so-and-so organization, yeah, we're so-and-so's funding partner, these were potentially implying that donations had been made when they had not yet been. That is fucking legally speak, and that is you literally trying to downplay actual misleading claims, which is where we looked into charity fraud as a definition. Again, I want to reiterate, charity fraud, according to the legal match definition that I have over here, says that when someone takes advantage of a charitable or nonprofit organization for their own personal gain. Fraud is defined as intentional deception or misrepresentation made for personal gain. Defrauding a charity can be anything from falsely claiming to be a victim of a disaster in order to get money.
I'm cold. I wonder if there's any correlation with it, with me laying on the floor. I think in this case, correlation is causation.
Money from a charity, or stealing donations from the
At least get a
collection bin.
blanket.
Fraudulent activity can also occur when the people make dishonest or inflated claims about how much money they've raised or how much it helps the cause. Some of the most common ways to commit charity fraud include pretending to be a charity or falsely claiming to be affiliated with a legitimate charity in order to solicit donations. Making false representations about the cause or the amount of money that will be donated to the cause.
Yep.
So again,
There we go. What's extremely funny is that the definition of charity fraud, those first two bullet points, is chat IQ dropping by the second. I'm beginning to wonder if all of us going over Gerard's response all just collectively caused our IQ to just drop into the fucking negatives. I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, my brain still jumped to my friend. Yeah.
If he was blatantly honest during Indieland about, yeah, we're not actually donating the money this fucking year.
You walk in the kitchen with no legs and your girl out with her boyfriend and you see her cousin in the kitchen boiling Fruit Loops and cooking Kool-Aid and Easter eggs for Christmas dinner. What you do? I'd wonder when the fuck I walked into the fucking Looney Tunes universe.
To AFTD and a lot of these organizations, we're just kind of stockpiling this money up so we can make a big restricted donation later. There would be no fucking story, okay? The whole story exists because people were misled into believing that their money was going year over year to charity when it was really just fucking sitting in an account. That's the real story right there. That's where the money was handled poorly. That's what is the proof that Gerard is not only deceptive in this situation, but he's also a poor steward of the fucking donation money, right? That's literally the actual crux of the argument.
Yeah, and Gerard completely fucking sidesteps it the entire fucking time.
That really hit me.
Brother and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for
When
organizations
did
all over
I
the world.
take that
We're
tab
currently
of
partnering up with the
acid?
Alzheimer's Association, currently working with the University of San Francisco.
Currently
We're kind of
working,
one
yep.
of their main,
I'm sorry, I just gotta... Dementia? Why my dementia hasn't affected me as a person? What's dementia? Also, Azul, second Floofer's made 2 videos trying to prove his point. He started the video by saying Rinse should change his channel name to the... Man. We can get on that tangent another time. God damn it, Thog. Jesus Christ.
main funding support partners going into all of this.
So, currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're one of the main funding partners for them, one of the main support partners. Think about the layers to that statement once again. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indieland 2022, this is where this clip was from, he confirms that he's working with the UCSF. That's a confirmation right there. And even goes as far as to saying they're the main funding partners. That means that he has to know that they're actively sending money to this organization, and they're sending money at such a level that they would be considered the upper echelon.
Alright, thanks for letting me know, Azul.
To reiterate again, per the initial correspondence, Jacques Khalil, who represented the Open Hand Foundation, writing to us, mentions the UCSF as a historical contribution.
Dementia. I had dementia once. They put me on meds. The meds made me dementia. They made you dementia? They turned you into dementia incarnate? Yeah, goddamn, we got nettle dementia incarnate over here.
So, again, while they're still evaluating charities that fit their utopian worldview, somebody is fucking lying in the situation, okay? And for Gerard to publish...
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in, yep. That's just me with the whole Floofer situation, to be completely honest.
Publicly state that in 2022 is incredibly wrong. The definition of charity fraud that I keep reiterating involves when that fraudulent activity can occur when you make those dishonest or inflated claims about the money that is being raised and how much it has helped the cause and exactly what your organization is doing. Again, Gerard never played that fucking clip in his video. I don't know why. I feel like you should address this clip. If you made a misstatement, at least admit to the misstatement, right? It really felt like when they're talking about potentially misleading, I don't think it's potentially misleading. That's pretty fucking misleading. I'll just say, personally speaking. And again, to reiterate from the original video is that if Gerard was honest about them raising money with the intention of stockpiling it for a larger donation, this wouldn't be an issue. But over the course of the last couple of years, the amount of misleading statements about his involvement with other organizations have been alarming. It's a clear contradiction to what he tells the public during his event versus what the organization at least told us privately in writing when we inquired about this situation from them, which is that they're still evaluating organization. They even asked if me and Carl, investigating into this situation, would even recommend any charities to them. Like, dog, how the fuck would I why should I do your job for you is...
Yeah, that... That is also another good point. Like, why in the fuck was Open Hand, a representative of Open Hand, literally asking fucking Muda and Carl to literally do their fucking jobs for them? Like, come on, how fucking incompetent do you have to be as a charity to literally ask, like, for all intents and purposes, a couple of random fuckets that decide to contact you about, hey, we noticed that the money isn't going anywhere, what's going on? How incompetent are you as a charity? That you have to literally ask a couple of random fuckwits that, hey, by the way, do you know any recommendations? My brother in Christ, you should have known them! Come on! Music getting crazy about if you can even call it music is crap. I don't know how to explain it, so go look it up and see what I mean. Okay, fuck. We're going on another stun lock here. What is this? Huh. Oh. Yep, I see what you mean. And I regret everything that I've done in my life that has led up to that moment. It is year 1990. How the fuck did I just join back to? I have no fucking idea, Gruesome! I have no fucking clue! I have no fucking idea anymore! This entire stream has gotten so... The moment that we went into Muscle Man memes about having dementia, it just went downhill.
The question now I ask. But again, it's easy
Hi there, Ark.
found about all of this in 2022 and realized something was very wrong.
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about.
More news at 10, Thug. Anyways.
Like,
do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet. And that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. That's when I got personally involved to move in. And
did anyone...
2021 last year, 2022.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No. No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed incorrectly.
So even after he found out in 2022, he proceeds to host IndieLand 2023, and very recently on a Friends Per Second podcast, admits that the Open Hand raises money and works with listed organizations while telling us in writing that they're still currently evaluating charities that...
Yeah, exactly. I just fucking brought that up. I brought that up earlier. I still remember that. I literally brought that up that, hey, apparently, in the call, he said that he only figured out in 2021 and said that that wasn't cool. Meanwhile, literally, he did an entire IndieLand stream recently. Apparently also the fucking podcast, but who the fuck actually cares, man? Let's be honest. Where he openly states, on this year, the year of our fucking Lord 2020 fucking 3, that apparently he's donating money. Which one is it, Gerard? I'm no doctor, but I think Dog might have dementia. Could be wrong, though. You know, you never know. I used to sleep. I mean, hey. If I somehow have that soothing of a voice, then sure, man, I don't care.
fit their views.
Do our own version of that every year and kind of make it a cool celebration of games and raise money for, you know, charity. And so he was like, I wish...
Hey, Gerard, why don't you raise these nuts in your mouth? How about that?
We had a charity that we could donate to. And I was like, oh, I run my own charity called the Open Hand Foundation. And all the money that we aggregate... I started it when I was a young boy with my dad in honor of my mom who had dementia. And so we just, every year, we try to raise as much money as possible. And then we go work with, you know, Alzheimer's Association of America.
Sandy, be careful. He might show up. Oh, fuck. I now have to start looking around. His chat is like a ginger and orange cat. It has 0 brain cells. You know, that is the perfect way to describe most of these fucking streams. It is just the mindset of an orange cat.
University of San Francisco, Association for FTD, which is what my mom had, FTD. So we've like worked with big and small organizations across the board, and he was like, it'd be really cool if we...
I've just begun to realize how stupid I actually look off camera. Because I'm like gesturing to my screen as if you fuckers can actually see what I'm doing. Like, when those fucking documents from, like, the official correspondence showed up, I was just, like, pointing towards the screen and going, like, what is this? Have you played a game called, what is that, 13 in Roman numerals? Chat is going off today, what the fuck? I think Chad is just kind of like me right now, just completely off its meds.
He did a show all about raising money for people who are making huge headways in dementia research and prevention and all that stuff, and I said, yeah, I'd love to.
Also, to answer your question, Raymond, no, I have not played 13.
We have the organization to do it, we just, you know, need to come up with a theme, and so...
This is what I don't understand. Why can't he respond to this exact clip even? This is well after, around IndieLand 2023.
Well, you see, if you were to respond to that, then it would basically just, you know, reveal the fact that, no, he knew. He knew that the money wasn't fucking going anywhere up until that point. Either that, or he didn't actually know that money wasn't going anywhere until the call. I was never medicated to begin with. You're one of the lucky ones there, Warren. You're one of the lucky ones, Warren. You see, if you guys ever wanted to make yourselves feel good, just think of, like, any kind of, like, illness that you may have, as just, you are so unbelievably powerful that whatever divine being you, believe in, had to nerf you. Gerard, you just can't hoard money! Gerard, of course I can't, because I have 50 million power in Raid Shadow Legends. Tell that to my anxiety!
After he's found out about this mishandling of money, okay? The fact that the money hasn't been going anywhere. Why does he continue to list actual names of these charities, by and large, while behind the scenes, as of like, what, a month ago? The actual written correspondence by Jacques Khalil literally came out and said to us that they were still evaluating charities, okay? Even Gerard admitted to us, I'm looking as forward as donating this money as soon as I can.
I literally am about to, like...
Portal with RTX on Steam Deck is something modern vintage gamer would call an impossible port. I'd be surprised if it is possible. Thankfully, I don't have to take any medication. That sucks for y'all. Yeah, I can go fuck myself. I'm at war with myself and I'm kicking my own ass. That's me on a daily basis.
Donate all this money today, and prior to that, earlier this week and the week before, and I've just been sitting here crippled trying to figure out the best way to handle this, because I felt like if I donated the money the minute you guys emailed me, it'd be a situation of, well, he's trying to hide it, and he's admitting good.
Remember meds, I probably need serotonin supplements. Is that even a thing? Actually, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Are you seeing a Portal remake for the Nintendo 64? No, I have not.
Guilt by doing that, and I never felt that way, but I understand completely that you guys could easily argue that, and it would just make me look more like a scumbag.
So in this response, despite...
I'm at war with myself and I'm gonna hate fuck him? What? I'll tell you what is an impossible port. Literally any Nintendo game on Steam. Well, that's because you aren't trying hard enough. piracy! What? Don't worry, Sandy, I do that as well when I talk to a friend on the phone. I make gestures like you can see me. Yeah, I do that like whenever I'm like recording or anything like that. Even if I'm not using a fucking face cam, I'm like gesturing around me or like doing random shit, as if like people can actually see where I'm pointing. Like, just like I look back and I'm like, I'm a fucking moron. I said I'm at war with myself, and I'm gonna hate fuck him!
Despite Gerard and his team chalking up these clerical errors, and even if they are financially and legally in the right, somehow he just still steps away from the organization's board. And he says that if Indieland goes forward, he's taken away the charity component, as he clearly should. Gerard has been shown as a poor steward of the money that has been donated by his fans, and he has no reality.
It is always morally correct to pirate certain applications, cough cough, Adobe products, cough, Nintendo games. Listen, okay? For anyone that's watching this, for the sake of YouTube, I do not endorse it. However, I can't stop people from doing it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say his dad's slowly opening the door. Are you okay, sport? Well, thankfully, I mostly live alone, so, yeah.
Being near a charity. Then he in this video mentions the point of electronic signatures as if that was a massive point in the original videos anyways. It wasn't. And why they don't have to be...
Yeah, that's another thing that we caught on to. Mainly it was York that pointed out that Gerard brought up the whole electronic signatures thing as if it was like a massive point that was against him, when in reality it was such a tiny ass point that not even I would have cared. It's always morally correct to pirate Nintendo games and Adobe products for legal reasons. I'm joking. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. For legal reasons, it's all obviously a joke, and I don't endorse it. However, I can't stop people from doing it. Emulation is the only way I can really play any of the old Metroid games. That's literally the only way you can play any of the old Nintendo games, to be honest. It's just emulation.
Present, like signatures on an electronic filing, and it makes sense. That's not even a damning accusation that was made, at least as far as my reporting had went. So I fail to see the relevance of why he made such a huge deal of it here. Now, in his entire response, he does claim that he was working with charities and organizations, and they were in correspondence to discuss charities. And even in a discussion with us on a clip, he was in fact in communication. He wanted these charities to show up and, you know, basically at the event and discuss themselves and the relation to the open hand. I mean, just listen to this. For us, it's like when you say that you've been in talks with these organizations, what do you mean, like, in talks? Is it like a long-term partnership? Couldn't you, like, have written them a check right there and then for this specific year, and then year after year, like the money comes in and out?
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to donate the money to an organization so that they could send a representative or someone from their organization to come forward and talk about all the good that we've done working with them and making them like the new benefactor that we've been looking for, or multiple benefactors, depending on the amount of money that was donated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm only just now realizing just how fucking goofy all of their profile pictures on Discord are. Like, we have Carl, who's doing, like, this really Giga Chad, like, fucking side profile over here. And we have Mudahar doing a fucking tomfoolery face.
So if he has this correspondence, please produce the email receipts, right? At the end of the day, he made this response video that was apparently possessed with all these receipts, if I'm to believe.
I'm sorry, but the really sped up Gerard is killing me.
Like the money comes in and out.
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to donate the money to an organization so that they could send a representative or someone from their organization to come forward and talk about all the good that we've done working with them and making them like the new benefactor that we've been looking for, or multiple benefactors, depending on the amount of money that was donated.
So if he has this correspondence, please produce the email receipts, right? At the end of the day, he made this response video that was apparently possessed with all these receipts, if I'm to believe people on Twitter. And in reality, there are 4 pieces of evidence that he put in the description. He never...
It looks like one of those X slander memes. Yeah, exactly. Gerard, when he's asked to finally own up to his crimes, and it's just that the entire fucking time!
Showed a single email chain in his video that proves that he was in communication with these organizations. That's all you needed to shut me and Carl up, or anybody that was accusing you. Just show the fucking receipts. You know why we showed the calls and our correspondence with the Open Hand Foundation, the emails, the written statements in our previous videos? It's because without receipts, our claims have no validity. You cannot take what I say at surface value. If I don't provide receipts, you, as a viewer, should question me on any statement that I...
Jesus Christ, Mudahar! Stop giving me that fucking stare! Gerard trying to explain why it's okay to withhold funds for 10 years without telling the public. It's him writing on the whiteboard explaining why he's morally correct. Well, you see here, Batman. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna quickly grab something to drink real quick, so I will be back in just like a couple minutes. It won't take too long, hopefully. You guys can deal with Mudahar staring into your soul, right? No? Okay, good. Alright, anyways, I'm back here. Do you have a gaming PC? Yeah, of course I have a gaming PC, Raymond. That's how I do my shit. His face is moving. Looks like my dog Sarah couldn't deal with him looking into her soul. Children, when they see people with physical disabilities. If so, what are the specs? All I know is that I think the, what is it, the processor or whatever the fuck it is, it's a GeForce GTX series. I don't remember which one, though. I mean, it's pretty good. That's all I know. I don't really pay too much attention to specs. All I really know is that, you know, it gets the job done, and it isn't as bad as my old PC. I finished drawing, so I'll hop off now. Alright, take care, Nuddle. Hey, at least this isn't one of one of Hassan's chair streams. True! At least I'm willing to pause the video and not just let it play out for, like, the however long I'm gone for. I just leave you guys up here with a comforting image of Mudahar's cracked stare. Let me ask some of you guys, right? How do you guys feel about how do you guys feel about some Mudahar's expressions becoming like fucking emotes on the server?
Make. That's just logical. Again, for Gerard to make this video without providing any of these receipts and downplaying the misleading statements that he made is so fucking legally, like, it's just legalese at this point. Again, if you had evidence of your discussions with these organizations, please present an email correspondence with these organizations. So then he
Yes,
mentions the
please.
unrestricted, restricted donation types, which, again, we were mentioning throughout the course of this investigation, especially towards after the first initial.
You should make that his new profile pic as well. The Muda crack stare. PC handle games that use a 16 gigabytes of RAM minimum and 32 gigabytes of RAM recommended. I mean, I've played Beam NG Drive for a little bit on this computer, so yeah, I can handle it. His laugh is already a meme, go for it. Yeah, alright, fair enough. I'll probably go back through this live stream and just grab a couple screen caps of some of Muda's best faces in this video.
Video. So he mentions the difference between donation types, how restricted donations typically are going toward specific causes in a charity versus unrestricted donations that the charity, when you give it to them, are fully allowed to take, whatever, they're fully allowed to allocate that money wherever it goes. So why didn't he mention in his own video, again, let me play it, when he says that his foundation raised funds in an unrestricted manner with the intention to restrict donations.
The Open Hand Foundation raised funds in an unrestricted manner with the intention to restrict a larger donation towards dementia research.
I guess he's using a GTX 1080 or 1080 2080 Super. Oh, fuck it. I could probably check. Was there a way to actually properly check here? No, I don't think that's where I would check. System and security. Ah, fuck it, I'll check later. Can't be asked. We're getting too off track.
Larger restricted donations ensure clear measures and direction, but can take time.
So again, why wasn't this mentioned in any public event? If you found out things were wrong in 2022, why didn't in IndieLand 2023 did you...
What is this pose here, Muda? I'm getting too distracted by everything else. It was AMD because I'm some kind of hipster or something. I think my old computer had an AMD drive on it. And, to be fair, it was a very old computer. And if you guys just want to see just how bad my old PC was, you don't have to look too far. You just literally have to look at my backlog of videos. You just have to take a look. Just have to sort by oldest. And just take a look at any of these videos here. Look at the frame rates. Look at the resolution. It'll make you want to gouge your eyes out. Both NVIDIA and AMD are pretty good, just use whatever you prefer. Yeah, I'm not really like a supremacist or anything like that whenever it comes to like computer drives or anything like that. Just do whatever, okay? Whatever works for you is whatever works for you at the end of the day, just as long as you're happy with what you got. Post reminds you of the Josh Hutcherson edit. You know, I was actively trying not to make that fucking joke, but you know what? It can't be avoided. It just looks like the fucking whistle meme. Ported with RTX on Steam's unsported, Valve is still working on adding support for the Steam Deck. Damn.
You make a public statement that said, yeah, guys, the money that I thought was being sent, it's actually still with us, but we are actually planning to send it in a restricted donation. So we just need to raise more money, and then we can send it all as one lump sum and do some serious change and move the needle, quote unquote. Why did you not just say that? If you were honest, we wouldn't have a story to cover. The fact that this wasn't relayed...
Yeah, exactly. If Gerard was just honest from the start, okay, and just stated, hey, you can donate here, but we're mainly holding on to some money so that way we can make one big donation later and make a huge impact. These videos and this call out and all of this shit wouldn't have happened. But no, Gerard decided to flap his big fucking gums and started to just, you know, state, oh yeah, we're working with this charity, this charity, this charity, and this charity, actively sending money to them, when jack diddly fuck was actually being done.
And you still mention charities as of weeks ago. You still mentioned these charities when you were still evaluating them to us in writing is clear misstatements to the public. You should have been very forthcoming about all of this. And again, why is it that you're so cool talking about this in your response video when literally about a month ago, if you were go back to our Discord call together, all three of us, you said, that's not fucking cool when you found out about this situation. And you got personally involved to move it.
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like,
Do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet, and that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool.
Yeah, again, he knew apparently back in 2021. And still as of weeks ago, at least as of the first round of videos coming out, was still stating that they were actively working and donating. Despite the fact that the game is being unsupported, Portal with RTX works pretty well on the Steam Deck via SteamOS 3.5. Granted, you have to play the game at the lowest resolution. Well, I mean, as long as it works. Even if you do have to play it on potato settings, I guess, as long as it works.
And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
Did anyone?
last year, 2022.
Yeah. Did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No. No one told me anything.
I don't think he understands what actively means. If Gerard does not know what actively means and he looks like he's like in his fucking 30s at the very least, then I think Gerard probably needs to retake 2nd grade.
I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed it correctly.
Again, if this was the intention to have a mass restricted donation, why not just tell us in the call? Either you lied to us then, or you're lying to us now. And what about...
Yeah, exactly. It's either Gerard was just making shit up back then, or in his recent response he was just making shit up. Jesus.
At this point where you wanted somebody to come out and talk up your...
Okay, why are we looking at the void here, Muda?
That's part of a restricted donation. It sounds like you were looking for a partnership where I guess you were both benefiting each other from a public relations standpoint. Why wasn't this mentioned in this? If your long-term goal is a restricted donation, why are we digging up and looking at constant contradictions to that intended goal? Why are you shocked that the money is there? You could have told us in that Discord call, hey guys, the money is supposed to be there. We're just building it up for a restricted fund. There can only be one truth, and I ask if this was truly a long-term intention that you should have calmly relayed to us in a Discord call that we had, and this would have easily quelled me. Instead, you chose to tell me that's not fucking cool when you find out, right? And also...
Yeah. Ah!
So I just want to ask about the full call itself. I don't have any issues releasing this full call. If Gerard is okay and Carl are okay consenting to releasing this call in full,
Okay, well that's actually pretty good. Buddha basically stating, yeah, we can release the full call if everyone's okay. Weird because Portal with RTX uses higher system requirements than Returnal, and Returnal on Steam just says this game's graphics settings are not configured to run well. I mean, to be fair, Returnal I think was originally like some sort of PlayStation exclusive, wasn't it? So it's pretty wonky to begin with.
I personally don't care. This call should be out if these people feel comfortable. Again, the only reason that call was not released is because there is some off-the-record components of the call in regards to the mother of the situation. This...
Yeah, that which is fair.
New narrative doesn't really work when Gerard refers to us in that...
Although I think, for right now, we're probably gonna cut the stream a little bit short, because it is starting to get a little bit late. I do, in fact, have a few things I should probably try to finish up here with before the day is actually over. And to be fair, it is on me for starting the stream a lot later than I usually fucking do, but hey, I still had some fun. But I will leave the last, let's see here, do the math here, carry the 5. I'll leave the last 20 minutes of Mudahar's video. I'm sorry. In the last 20 minutes of Mudahar's video here for you guys to watch. Go back here. Alright. But, that is going to be it for today's stream. Again, a little bit of a later stream than usual. But that's kind of on me at this fucking point, but I still had some fun. Sorry we weren't able to get into any games today, but still pretty good. Let me just quickly change the title of the stream here. There we go. But yeah, thank you guys for Strop. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is verified on Steam Deck Day 1. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, thank you guys so much for dropping by, to everyone who's still around at the very least. Honestly, very fun stream. Thank you guys for stopping by. I know it's a lot more all over the place than it usually is, but hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I'll probably be seeing you guys, well, whenever the hell I see you guys next time. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be seeing you all whenever the next time it is I see you, whether that is within a video or another live stream. So, thank you very much,